Good afternoon, I'm Joey Francisco. This is One News Now. The national government is looking to convert a sports arena into a quarantine site in Laguna. Let's check out the latest on this with JC Cosico. He's live on the ground in Binyan, Laguna. So JC, you tagged along with government officials when they inspected the stadium. Kamusta naman?
Yes, Jovi, I went with NTF Chief Implementer Carlito Galvez Jr., Binyan Mayor Rafael de Maguila Jr., and officials from the DPWH when they inspected the Alonte Sports Arena here in Binyan, Laguna. The national government is planning to convert the stadium into a quarantine facility for mild and asymptomatic COVID-19 patients here in Laguna. Officials say they're hoping to begin renovation next week. The arena can take in more than 100 patients. It was the national government that proposed to the Binyan City LGU to turn the stadium into a COVID facility. They will pay for the conversion and the furnishing and will also shoulder the cost of patients' meals as well as access to the internet. Officials also assure the public that they don't have to worry about getting infected because the arena is isolated from residential communities. Based on Laguna's own data, the province has a total of 343 COVID-19 cases, in which a third of this are active cases. Galvez also explained why Laguna is the only province in Calabar zone that was excluded from the list of areas that will be downgraded to a GCQ.
Yung doubling time, kasi ang naging is doubling time ng death, doubling time ng new cases, at saka yung tinatawag natin na yung minimum basic health facilities. So sa ngayon nakita natin, ang Laguna wala pa siyang testing center. Ang testing center lang natin is yung sa De La Salle dito sa Region 4A. Kaya medyo nakinakabahan kami. That's why we are in a hurry na magkaroon dito ng quarantine facility. So sama kasi yun sa sa minimum health standard ng isang province. So kailangan meron siyang testing capacity. Second, meron siyang level 2 and saka level 3 na mga hospitals na dedicated COVID hospitals. Third is meron siyang quarantine facility.
Jovi, Galvez also denied the supposed irregularities in the government's procurement of about 20 billion pesos worth of medical-grade PPEs. The reported 3 million PPE sets is part of the first tranche of a total 11 billion PPE sets. Jovi?
JC, can we identify again who will be manning the sports arena once it's converted into a quarantine site?
Jovi, no exact details on that yet, but it's the IATF who decides on who will man the facility. Just like in the full investment in Muntinlupa City, it was the Bureau of Fire Protection who will man the facility. Jovi?
Are there plans to put up more COVID testing labs in that area or in Calabarzon, JC?
Yes, Jovi, in fact, in Laguna, in a Facebook post last week, Governor Ramil Hernandez said that they are hoping that by this week they will get their own certification from the DOH for the Laguna Molecular Laboratory. Jovi?
Thank you, JC Cosico reporting live from Binyan, Laguna. Chaos and confusion marred the extended distribution of the government's cash aid in Barangay San Jose in Rodriguez, Rizal, Wednesday. Here's more on that story.
The distribution of cash aid under the Social Amelioration Program in Barangay San Jose in Rodriguez, Rizal continued past the deadline set by the DILG. But it looks like there is no end in sight to the thousands of residents still lining up to receive the dole-out. Barangay officials have even put up an official list of SAP beneficiaries. But this did not deter other people who are hoping to receive assistance from the government. Most of them fall in line to submit a grievance form and to appeal for their inclusion to the program. Most of them fell in line to submit a grievance form and to appeal for their inclusion to the program. The frustrated residents also want a formal explanation from the MSWD and the barangay why they were not included at all. Just like 78-year-old Francisco Barile, who claimed that nobody came to his home to talk to him.
Sabi nila, tignan daw namin dito sa master list lahat ng mga dito. Eh wala naman akong pangalan dyan sa master list. So yun po pinagtatakaan ko. Matagal na ako po dito. 1971 pa ako dito.
Others insist everyone should have received the payout.
Kasi sabi ni Duterte, lahat naman bibigyan dahil lahat naman nangangailangan Lahat naman na lockdown bakit hanggang ngayon wala pa po kami?
But Barangay San Jose officials explained that they only got the memo to evaluate their constituents last May 9. That's despite requesting for the official list of residents from the local government 2 weeks earlier. Over 50,000 families in Barangay San Jose are part of the poorest of the poor in Rodriguez, Rizal. But only 13,600 of them are set to receive the dole-out from DSWD. The MSWD, meanwhile, is targeting to finish the SAP distribution on Friday. After that, thousands of grievance forms await them.
Parts of Bicol and eastern Visayas are still under tropical cyclone wind signal number 3 as they brace for the landfall of Typhoon Ambo. These include the areas of Sorsogon, Albay, Ticao Island, northern Samar, northern portion of eastern Samar, and the northern portion of Samar. These areas may experience strong winds that may largely damage crops and uproot some of the small trees in the area. Meanwhile, the following areas are still under signal number 2, the southeastern portion of Quezon, Camarines Norte, Camarines Sur, Catanduanes, Burias Island, mainland Masbate, and Marinduque. Signal number 2 is also up in Biliran, the rest of Samar, and the rest of eastern Samar. Signal number 1, on the other hand, have been hoisted in the following areas: Aurora, southern portion of Nueva Ecija, Metro Manila, Cavite, Laguna, Batangas, Rizal, rest of Quezon, Romblon, Bataan, and Pampanga. In the Visayas, the northern portion of Leyte remains under signal number 1. Pag-asa last spotted Ambo off the coast of Catarman, northern Samar. It's slightly weakened now with maximum sustained winds of 150 kilometers per hour and gustiness of 185 kilometers per hour. Ambo is forecast to make landfall over northern Samar on the northern portion of eastern Samar this afternoon or early evening before heading towards Sorsogon later tonight. Violent winds and heavy to torrential rain of the Eyewall region will begin affecting northern Samar and the northern portions of Samar and eastern Samar within the day. Now, to talk to us about Eastern Samar's disaster management plans amid the backdrop of a health pandemic, we have on the line Eastern Samar Governor Ben Evardone. Good afternoon, Kong Ben. Can we ask for a situationer? Kamusta na po dyan?
Well, good afternoon, Jovi. Sa ngayon, kasalukuyan, binabayo po kami ng bagyong Ambo. No? Napakalakas ng hangin at malakas din yung ulan. To think na hindi po pala naglalandfall. So kanina pang madaling araw kaming nakakaranas ng ganito. At kaya nga po ngayon, kanina po nag-issue na po ako ng order na isuspend lahat ng trabaho sa pampubliko at pang private na mga opisina. At inatasan na po natin yung mga mayors sa mga nabanggit na mga bayan katulad ng Artetse, San Policarpo, Hipapad, Oras, Dolores, Canavid, Sulat na magsagawa ng forced evacuation dahil napakalakas itong bagyo at baka maiwasan yung aksidente. Ano? At ang DPWH din po ay sinara na isang portion ng highway namin na nagko-connect ng Eastern Samar papuntang Western Samar dahil yung area po na yan ay prone sa baha at pag-landslide. Ngayon po talaga, Joey, napakalakas po dito ng ng
ulan, ano?
Hangin sa amin.
Sorry, ako may sanay pa akong tawagin kayong Kong Ben, pero Governor, I'm sure nagkaroon kayo ng konting pagbabago doon sa ginawa niyong evacuation ng mga residente, ano? Dahil nga meron tayong isa pang problema, yung COVID. Kamusta naman po yung isinagawa ninyong evacuation?
Well, totoo po yan. Ang naging isang problema po namin na na-handle ngayon dahil karamihan po, kung hindi man lahat, ng aming evacuation centers ay kinonvert po namin na ligtas COVID facilities, isolation facilities. So ngayon po nanganap po kami ng ibang mga areas na mga classrooms, yun ang magagamit na evacuation centers. Ang problema po natin ngayon ay yung tinatawag na social distancing. Yan ang malaking hamon po sa amin ngayon dahil siyempre magsisiksikan po yan sa mga classrooms. Kasi yung mga evacuation centers po namin, kinonvert namin, Joey, into COVID So mga kwarto-kwarto, isang kwarto, isang tao lang
Opo.
Kasi yun po ang preparation po namin dito sa COVID na crisis naman.
Governor Ben, siguro panghuling katanungan na lang po for this conversation. Siyempre po ay talagang itong mga nakalipas na panahon ay sige labas natin ng pondo at ayuda para sa mga kababayan po ninyo. So okay pa ba na meron pa ba kayong ilalabas na ganong klaseng ayuda o tulong sa mga nasa evacuation centers?
Well, totoo po yan. Meron pa naman po. Meron pang nakatabi po ang ating probinsya dahil alam nga po natin na pagdating ng rainy season, starting ng September hanggang December, January, ay hindi po tayo pwedeng magpabaya dyan. Although talagang marami din po mga LGUs na talagang said na rin po ng pondo dahil nga sa paghahanda nitong sa COVID. Nakakailang wave na po silang pamamahagi ng mga relief goods. Pagbili ng mga kagamitan sa COVID, katulad din po ng probinsya po, sa tinutulungan po natin yung mga frontliners, yung mga BHERDs, at mamimigay din po kami ng mga tag-2,000 man lang sa lahat po ng households na hindi kasali ng SAP distribution kasi marami pong hindi kasali dito sa amin.
Okay.
So far po, kakayanin naman po at natutuwa naman po tayo at tumutulong po ang national government sa amin.
Makikibalita na lamang kami ulit sa inyo, Gov. Thank you for your time. That was Eastern Samar Governor Ben Evardone. Meanwhile, the National Water Resources Board increased the water allocation for consumers in Metro Manila, Bulacan, Rizal, and Cavite. Starting today until the end of the month, Angat Dam will supply the MWSS with 48 cubic meters per second of water, up from the previous 46 cubic meters per second. The NWRB says this will ensure a steady supply of water to customers in time of the pandemic. The agency also notes that it's expecting a higher demand for water because of the relatively high heat index for the month of May. LTO offices in areas under general community quarantine have started to reopen. In an interview with One News's The Chiefs, LTO Chief Edgar Galvante says several regional offices in Visayas and Mindanao are now ready to accept license renewal applications. For areas still under enhanced community quarantine, Galvante explains that deadline for renewal will be set 2 months after the quarantine period is lifted.
For those whose validity of license or registration will be falling within the quarantine period, they are given up to 60 days upon the lifting of the quarantine for them to renew their license or their registration. So we hope with this, the backlog which has been building up can be eased out a little bit.
Galvante adds that the agency is eyeing several measures to deal with the backlog brought about by the pandemic. They're thinking of extending work hours and asking employees to report on weekends, especially in satellite offices inside malls.
Yung mga driver's license renewal offices namin sa mga mall will be operating like our regular offices. If the area has been declared general community quarantine already area, mag-operate na yung aming mga opisina, And again, they will be open even up to Saturdays if it's really needed, because we know that nagkaroon ng build-up.
For more updates, follow News 5, The Philippine Star, and Business World Online. I'm Joey Francisco. We are One News.